Hey everybody, it's Charlie from DM Sound, and today we've got the sound system demo on the 2023 Honda CR-V Hybrid and its 12-speaker Bose audio system. This is going to be an in-depth review. We're going to take a look at how the infotainment system works, take a look at audio inputs, adjustments, and controls, look at speaker locations. Then I'm going to head out on the highway and listen to these sample tracks while we're rolling, and I'll give you my thoughts at the end. Now, if you don't care about any of that stuff at the beginning and you just want to hear the music, click ahead in the video. We've got chapters to get you right to the tunes. And if you want to hear even more on this system, sign up to become a Daily Motor member. I shot a members-only sound test on this car. We listened to all the member-requested tracks, so if you really want to dig in, get some more some more impressions of the system, check the link below. Hopping out and taking a look at it, we've actually already reviewed this system before, so I kind of went back and forth on whether I wanted to shoot this video, but I actually shot the second portion of the video already where I actually give my impressions on the system. And when I retest vehicles, I like to do it without going back and referencing my previous video right away. I want to see if my evaluation holds true naturally and see if I end up saying the same thing that I did about the car. And for this one, yes, it turns out I did the exact same thing, exact same rating. So yes, we've already reviewed it on the main channel, but I figure we'll see it again just in case you want to stumble upon it once more. And it's also possible this is a production unit and the one I was driving was a pre-production, so yeah, maybe the tuning was a little different. Now, we always do these tests with lossless uncompressed WAV files on a USB stick plugged directly into the system and high-quality Roland binaural microphones in both of my ears, giving you the most realistic audio system demo on YouTube. We also do the test with the sound settings set to their factory default, so let's take a look at those now. Now we've got a full infotainment breakdown on this car. I'll throw the link to that in the description below. But going right up here in the media screen to sound, we're greeted with adjustments for bass, mid-range, and treble. Let's go through those. Not only do we have a large range of adjustability there, but I really appreciate how easy Honda made it to adjust. That was one of my biggest pet peeves with the Toyota RAV4, is it's got good adjustability, but you gotta get so precise with your finger to scroll around, whereas this, it's very easy to tap and make those adjustments so quick and easy. And you gotta think, I'm static right now, but what if I'm driving on the highway and I need to tweak my bass up a little bit? I wanna be able to do that safely. Below that, you've got audio zones, so you can either focus on just the driver, and that's not just focusing, that's restricting sound to only over here. Front, full vehicle, or just rear. So it's kind of like a hot toggle for balance and fader, but you can also pop that around and get it right where you want it to be. Below that, you have Bose center point on and off. Let's go through that. I find myself liking center point on in this car. It creates a nice sound stage. I think it sounds good, and it doesn't create too much of a hollowness or artificialness to the music. Below that, Bose dynamic speed compensation. So as you get going faster, the volume of the music increases to compensate for road, wind, and engine noise. I'll leave that where it is. And that's it for audio adjustments. For audio controls in the CR-V, you have a really nice volume knob. It's easy enough to reach. It's got nice clicks to it, and even the passenger can get to it okay. You've also got a volume rocker on the left side of the wheel. For track selection, physical track controls here right below volume. I love having that. You can also do, if you're on the proper screen here, you can tap through using the touch screen, and you've got track right above the volume where it belongs on the wheel. For audio inputs in the CR-V, you have your standard AM, FM, Sirius XM satellite radio. The FM's got support for HD radio, USB-A, Bluetooth, and support for wired and wireless Apple CarPlay, Android, and Android Auto, and I was actually using Dolby Atmos through my Android Auto on the members-only sound test. What does that mean you're missing? No 3.5mm auxiliary input jack, no data through USB-C, it's a charge port only down there, and other than that, I think no streaming services built in either, no Spotify or Pandora or anything like that. Speaker locations. As I said, this is a 12-speaker system. Starting in the bottom left, you've got kind of a door, mid-ranger, woofer right there, 1, tweeter 2, center mid-range 3, 4, 5 on the other side. coming into the back, another one of those door woofer mid-ranges there. 6, tweeter 7, 8, 9 on the other side. Up here in the D pillars, you've got 10 and 11 mid-range speakers. And then opening this up, you're greeted with subwoofer there, making number 12. There's those speakers right back there. All right, I'm gonna get this stuff put away. We're gonna head out on the road. interestingly, one of the most impressive things to me about this Bose system in the CR-V is the imaging and where the music comes around you and where it hits you. That's not something I talk about very frequently with systems, because typically in a car it's just sort of there. It's yeah, some of the super high-end systems sound like, you know, you're perfectly enveloped, and sometimes there's really crazy 5.1 systems. But in general, when we're talking sub $60,000, $70,000 cars, it's kind of just, yeah, the music's sort of there, or it just nothing really special. But this, I really am enjoying hearing the instrumentation come through in different elements of the car. During the members-only sound test that I recorded before this, we're actually testing out some Dolby Atmos and some 3D audio, and it sounded really cool. It was filling the cabin nicely and adding extra elements to songs that I've listened to plenty of times, but sounded different thanks to those the imaging of the car. And even with these test tracks here, even though they're playing through stereo, I'm really appreciating where the instruments are coming through and how it's sounding. The only thing I could go for a little bit more of is a little bit more of the low end, but fortunately you can boost that up, which is what we're about to do right now. speaker Bose here in the CR-V Sport Touring. Look, I know that if you throw some really complex music at the system, its weaknesses come through. But what makes me so happy is that you really do have to try to get this system to not sound good. For most types of music that most people listen to, they're going to crank the volume up with a very nice volume knob, may I remind you, and it's going to sound really, really good. You're getting that bass coming through from the subwoofer. You're getting hearty mid-ranges, which is what I lose out on a lot of systems that don't impress me. Are, yeah, you know, highs are nice, lows are nice, but being able to suss through some of the complexity in the mid-ranges is important. This does a decent enough job at that. There's enough color in the music. I like the spatialness, I like the usability of the system, I like the volume knob, the controls. This is how I look at the system. For the class, for the sub $40,000, even $45,000 compact crossover class here, it's an A-tier system. I would argue that holistically speaking, it's even better than the Mazda system just because of the usability. Sound quality, strictly, we're talking a B+. It's the very, very highest end B+ that I can give it. It's just not high enough to be A, because A's really got to wow you. But I would go Mazda CX-5, then this, then the Jeep Compass so far for sound systems in this class. So thank you all so much for watching. If you do want to see more on the CX, or what are we driving here, the CR-V, check the link in the description, and we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from DM Sound, and as always, drive on.